Good evening, everyone. So as I close out my shift, I noticed a little bit of a trend in a few of our patients today. So I thought I'd make a quick video and get this information out there. So a few of our babies on the floor currently had a little bit of a traumatic delivery. Traumatic deliveries are what we would consider vacuum extractions, forceps delivery, shoulder dystocias, that sort of events at delivery. Now, we wouldn't think too much of it, but those types of events actually have significant influence on a baby's breastfeeding in those first few days. Depending upon how traumatic the event was, this can make a baby's sleepy period even more sleepy because now they're dealing with whatever trauma has happened to their body and they're recovering. So that sleepy period can extend past the first 24 hours. That sleepy period can also be magnified, whereas they're latching, but rather than having the energy and the vigorosity to latch for 15 minutes, say they're only latching for 5. And so they're just not transferring as much as they would if they hadn't have had that event happen at birth. And then also, depending upon what happened, like one of our babies right now with the vacuum extraction has a cephalohematoma, that's going to increase that baby's risk for jaundice, making that baby even more sleepy and making it even more important that intake happens so that not only if phototherapy is started, that the phototherapy can help treat the jaundice through the skin, but also with added intake that through the stoolage, it can help shorten the duration of that phototherapy and get that baby back skin to skin where it belongs with mama. So it does take a little bit of critical thinking skills as us nurses to look at the delivery events and see that and already anticipate this type of behavior from the baby. If we know that this baby had this type of event at delivery, we do need to be a little bit more proactive with the mama, getting her to do lots of that skin to skin. When baby is latched, doing that massage and compression while the baby's latched to help increase the flow rate rather than letting baby just do all the work by itself. And then also encouraging that empowerment for mom to do a few minutes of extra stimulation, some extra expression with a spoon, just to protect her supply and to protect that baby's intake. If there is nothing, if that baby compensated very well for those deliveries and it doesn't experience too much sleepiness and everything, no harm, no foul. You know, the mom just gets extra stimulation so that her supply comes in sooner and baby got extra intake. There is no downside to any of this. So I just want to encourage a little bit of extra critical thinking skills for these mamas that had a delivery that wasn't exactly how they had imagined it and the potential side effects of said deliveries. So if you get a baby that you know had extra events at delivery, just keep in mind and watch that baby for effects with the feeding and offer for mom to be a bit more proactive so that potential side effects and complications are either mitigated or avoided completely. So that's just one thing I noticed on the unit today. Hope that can help you think a little bit more when you're getting those admissions and maybe be a little bit more proactive with getting these babies on the breast and getting that milk flowing and avoiding potential complications. I know the following nurses that will follow after you and into that next day will be so grateful that you did, because that means that they have less to worry about, and occasionally you're going to be that second nurse and you're going to be completely grateful that the previous nurse took that extra step and that mama's already doing so much so that we can breathe a little bit easier and not have to worry about chasing chems, phototherapy as much, and waking sleeping babies and all of the maternal anxieties and all those other potential complications that can come from a baby that just doesn't have the energy to be nursing very well. Keep that in mind. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around next time.